Hey everyone, SW Gaming here, and today's video is really going to be centered around a few pieces of information that we found out late last week and how that might impact the potential release date for the Skywalker Saga. I know that there's a lot of information going around now, but nothing has been confirmed for the release date as of yet, but I do have some compelling information and thoughts on when we could expect another trailer or official release date. This release date that I'm going to talk about is nothing new, as I've been speculating this date for almost 2 months now, but I think we should expect a summer release for the game, and that date would be on Friday, June 26th. Now, this date makes sense for various reasons, but I'll come back to that a little bit later in the video. Before I dive deeper into why I believe this to be the potential release date, I just wanted to remind anyone that has yet to watch the previous level speculation video that it dropped last Sunday, April 5th, but if you haven't seen any videos in the series yet, this coming Sunday the 12th, I'll be releasing a sort of recap video that expands on the entire prequel era and what we could expect to see from those films in terms of level design and playable characters in the Skywalker Saga. Please be sure to check that out and subscribe to my channel, SW Gaming, to get notified on when those Skywalker Saga videos are released. Starting from what happened last week, 2 major events related to the game took place. The first being that The Rise of Skywalker finally saw its physical release to DVD on Tuesday, March 31st. A lot of people were speculating that a new trailer would be shown on that day, although I personally never believed that we should expect a new trailer. It made sense though, because if the game's developers TT Games wanted to show off some of episode 9 in the next trailer or update, they'd want to wait until the movie was out once again to the general public. Well, as you guess, March passed us and we received nothing. Shocking, right? What's interesting though is that what came days later in the form of a code that can be used in the actual game on Friday, April 3rd. I made a video about that, which will be linked at the top right of this one, so check that out if you haven't already. Basically, several box images for the upcoming Razor Crest set from The Mandalorian were revealed, and on the back we got our first official piece of advertising for the game, besides some previous placements on the back of instruction manuals. What's interesting about this though is that the Razor Crest will be available in the Skywalker Saga through a secret code after purchasing the set. What this code is, no one is really sure of. Does this mean that you'll need to purchase a $130 set in order to access the ship? Probably not. In the past, LEGO has included codes like this in previous LEGO games, but every code is the same as there's nothing to set them apart. Essentially, as long as someone has the code, everyone could theoretically have it, which is a good thing if you're not looking to spend the extra money just to get one vehicle within the game. I've gotten some questions as to what this means though in terms of playable Mandalorian content within the Skywalker Saga, and at this point I can't fully answer that. What I can say though is that it's likely we'll get some sort of Mandalorian content, and that the Mandalorian will be a playable character at some point, but if that comes in the form of unlockables or a future DLC, I can't say at this time. I think it would be cool though to play as the Mandalorian throughout all the bounty hunter missions in the game, and the more missions you complete, the more characters from the series you'll unlock, and the final bounty could be Baby Yoda, or as Disney calls him, the Child. I think that this would be the best way to not only introduce the bounty hunter missions, but also Mandalorian content into the game. The base hub for the levels could even be Navarro in the Mandalorian hideout, but let me know what you think of this down below. I also want to talk about how the release of the Razor Crest set also puts the game's release date into perspective. The set releases on September 1st of this year alongside the release of the second season, which comes out in October. So what does this tell us about the game's release date? Well, assuming that there are no unexpected delays or pushback announcements, that means we should expect the game to release anytime from May to September. I can't imagine that the game will release after the set, because why would you hold on to the code when you could use it right away once you buy the set? If the game is released before the set, that means it will give players enough time to explore the galaxy of the main Skywalker Saga before any additional material is added. So, what's another date we should be looking at for another trailer or update? Well, I think the most logical is on May the 4th. I would be surprised if we don't hear anything by that date at the very least. Expecting that another trailer will drop at the beginning of May, that basically excludes the month in terms of release, giving us a new window of June to September. I think June is the perfect date though, as most people are either done with school or have vacation time to use, so a lot of people might want to stay home and play as much as they can. The most solid piece of evidence though comes from the past, as the Force Awakens game was released on Friday, June 28th of 2016. If the Skywalker Saga were to be released on Friday, June 26th, that would give both games essentially the same release date, 4 years apart. And that could very well be something that TT Games has been planning from the start. I expect a trailer on May the 4th, and the game to release almost 2 months later on June 26th. That would give the game enough time to have one final marketing push, while still keeping the somewhat dying hype alive. Let me know what you think about this potential date though. And if you hear anyone else saying June 26th, please note that it more than likely came from myself and is just pure speculation at this point. Go ahead and spread the date around and see what others have to say, but if the game does release in June, please don't forget that I called it all the way back in February of this year. With that said, I'm still looking forward to the game, and I know that every day gets us closer to an eventual release. As always, thanks for watching, and be sure to leave the video a like if you enjoyed it, and be on the lookout this coming Sunday for the prequel era recap for my Level Speculation series, and I'll see you in the next one.